And finally, I'm gonna tag the homie, George Efta, hesitant lion, anime lover, screenwriter, and film buff. George, you've been tagged. Give us the answers to these questions in the small YouTuber tag. The world wants to know. I want to know. Don't let me down now. Don't let me down.
Okay, I won't let you down, Jay. Also, Don't Let Me Down just reminds me of the Beatles. Don't let me down. Hello, Internet. I know, I promised that the next video was gonna be about words bubble up like soda pop, and instead I put out some cringy nothing video from Food Wars, and now I'm doing a small YouTuber tag. I swear the words bubble up like soda pop video is going to be very, very soon, I promise. Like within a week of this one going up. I swear. Is this distracting? Like I can hear it, I can hear like a sound in my ear, but I thought some visual flair. Anyway, first of all, thank you. Shout out to Jay Fingers. If you are not subscribed to his channel, go check it out. He's more of a vlogger, more of a daily vlogger, YouTuber. Content about his life in Los Angeles, his journey as a writer, occasionally videos about what it's like to be a black writer and the struggles specifically that come with being in that community and being a writer. He's funny, he's a good storyteller, and you should check him out.
Y'all know the vodka makes me giddy.
Plus, if you like me, you're kind of obligated now because he gave me a shout out, so go check out Jay's channel. I am unaware of this trend. I've never seen it before, but hey, when in Rome, when on the internet, do what the internet do. So I'm happy to participate in this small YouTuber shout out info video, even though I just did an update video recently. Hey, it's content. So apparently every small YouTuber challenge is a little bit different, and there's a whole bunch of different questions you can ask. That's basically what this is a Q&A about small YouTubers. I'm gonna take Jay's lead here and go with the 7 questions that he posted and answered in his video. All right, so number 1 here is, what made you want to start YouTube?
What I wanted to ask you was why you decided to be a YouTuber.
I didn't decide to be a YouTuber.
Does anyone?
There were no YouTubers. It was 2007. There wasn't a such thing as a YouTuber.
I was a child of YouTube, I think is why I wanted to start YouTube. I graduated high school in 2007, and as a member of that elder millennial generation, all of this social media stuff was just kind of like expected. Facebook, MySpace back in the day. Shout out to my top 8 friends. So yeah, I mean, I liked YouTube, and I've been a fan of YouTubers going back to the pre-YouTube days. I mean, the fan of internet content, Albino Black Sheep and that kind of stuff, Joe Cartoon. So yeah, I wanted to start a YouTube because I wanted to be a filmmaker since I was like 14. And as I've said many times in many videos, YouTube is the smallest version of filmmaking that I can do. It's the smallest form of filmmaking possible, but YouTube is the smallest form of filmmaking that is like really easily achievable. Next question. What video am I most proud of? Well, on this channel specifically, the video I'm most proud of is the Creativity is a Fucking Nightmare video. I was in a pretty dark place at that point. Like that day, like not like over the over a period of months, a few months ago. I've been in a dark place for a couple years because pandemic and stuff. And I've spoken about before, I struggle with mental health and whatnot. On that particular day, that weekend, I was feeling really low and not creative and just in a bad mood and drinking too much, day drinking. Sober update for those who are paying attention. I'm coming up on 60 days sober, so good for me. Anyway, I was feeling really low when I made that video, and it was just a whim. Like I was half drunk, decided to just point the camera at me sitting on the floor. I looked over there because that's where I recorded it. And just talked, just had a kind of an open conversation, more like a vlog style video. And I'm really proud of the editing I did in that. I felt like I came into my own more as an editor. None of those cutaways were planned. And it's just an open, honest video that gives my perspective. And I like that it's kind of polarizing. Some folks have kind of hated on that video and said it's pure negativity. A lot of folks, Jay included, seem to really relate and understand what I was trying to say. So yeah, I like that video quite a bit, although it doesn't necessarily reflect what I want to do with the channel going forward. I don't just want to do personal videos of me talking to the camera about my own bullshit. Despite this video and the previous one, the update video, basically being that. Awkward. That's all's that. The ball died. Question number 3. Do I struggle with social media? I don't really know what this means. I wouldn't say I'm like overly addicted to social media, so I don't struggle in that way. I think that I have the following size that I want, so I wouldn't say I'm struggling to like become well known. Like, it's not really a goal to have like 1 million followers on Twitter or Instagram or whatever. So no, I use Instagram basically as just a photo album. It's literally just like I like to scroll through and be like, what was I doing back in October of 2016 or whatever. And then Facebook, I have like less than 100 friends. Like, I treat Facebook the way I do real life. Like, I don't want to hang out with you unless we're really friends. So I think I have very few kind of people I don't talk to or don't think about or don't care about as my friends on Facebook. So no, I don't struggle with social networking, social media, because I don't really give a shit about social media. That being said, follow me at George Efta on Twitter. Question 4, what content creators inspire me the most? If we're specifically talking about YouTube, because obviously as a fan of media in general, and if you know, content creator is just a fancy new term for artist. There's shitloads of them since I was just a little kid, you know. Bill Watterson, Calvin and Hobbes, Mel Blanc and Chuck Jones from Looney Tunes, George Carlin, you know, Mike Myers and Dana Carvey in Wayne's World. I've been inspired by things since I was a little kid, and obviously it changes all the time. If you mean specifically YouTubers, Red Letter Media is probably the biggest one at the moment.
Why?
You know why, Rich?
Why?
Because as a profession, you and I make internet videos.
How does it feel to have lived long enough to see all of your favorite franchises go down in flames?
Feels great.
The setup they've got going in Milwaukee is like a miracle to me. Like, it's the absolute dream that I want as an amateur filmmaker. You know, a few friends, a studio space. We enjoy hanging out, our conversations are funny and interesting, so we decided to film them. Other content creators that have been big inspirations have been Super Eye Patch Wolf, who I've shouted out many times on this channel already.
An evil man lives in the sewers called the Rat King. There's ghosts, an evil maple syrup Mothman, and be gone from my temple, or I will smite thee. For I am Cheryl Blossom, Queen of the Bees. Why?
Lately, I've been getting really into Tim Rogers over at Action Button. His videos are phenomenal. His most recent one, at the time of this recording, is like 6.5 hours about a dating sim game from the 90s. And it's emotional and funny and interesting and fascinating on a historical level and kind of revealing personally, and I love it. I've seen it like 3 times, even though it's 6.5 hours long. I would love this channel, Hesitant Lion, to someday have the ability to host multiple hour videos going very in depth on a topic that people would actually watch. That would be very nice to make feature film type things. Speaking of long videos, Natalie Wynn, ContraPoints, her videos are fantastic. Go give those a watch if you haven't. She is just I think she's one of the best like satirists and entertainers and public speakers that I've seen in a long time. The way she can talk about an idea, complex or otherwise, make it relatable, make it funny without ever undercutting the seriousness of some of the issues she talks about. Yeah, ContraPoints is fantastic. And then I would be lying, and it would be remiss of me not to mention James Rolfe, the Angry Video Game Nerd, and Doug Walker, the Nostalgia Critic. As I said, I've been on the internet since the early thousands, and those 2 content creators were hugely influential to the entire platform. Kind of in the same way that Red Letter Media's Plinkett reviews were, but I would argue to even a greater degree. It's arguable the entire video game scene on YouTube kind of comes out of James Rolfe and the Angry Video Game Nerd. Ditto for a while there, most movie reviews on YouTube had the same structure and flow and fan base as the Nostalgia Critic. If you go digging into my internet past on YouTube, the videos are still up on my other channels. I actually started out trying to take this seriously like 5 years ago by reviewing Nostalgia Critic reviews, which is pretty cringy and terrible and a bad idea for a series. Also, I'm not gonna get into it, but you know, hashtag change the channel, all the allegations against the Nostalgia Critic and Channel Awesome. Whew, change the channel, kids. So I don't watch his videos anymore, and I rarely watch Angry Video Game Nerd because I think the quality's kind of dropped or changed. What I liked about those videos were it was one guy, for the most part, making these avant-garde, weird, personal short films, basically, with special effects and gore and a very unique point of view. And nowadays, it's more homogenized, it's more commercialized, and that just is what it is. Whenever James is just talking to the camera and being himself and sharing his unique take on the world, I still like those videos, but yeah. I could probably go on forever and ever, like there's a whole subsection of this channel devoted to YouTubers I like, but we'll leave it there for now. Question 5, what frustrates me about other YouTubers? I'm just as lame and terrible as every other fan on YouTube, so their upload schedules. I know this is absolutely the pot calling the kettle black. I am guilty of this more so than they are, but so many of my favorite content creators take ages and ages and ages between uploads. I totally get it. You know, I obviously don't upload very often, but I also, I'm not getting paid for this yet. This is not my career. And I'll be honest with you, it's tricky, it's difficult. I'm not saying this is an easy job, but the act of putting a video together, and especially some of the content creators aren't as in-depth as others. It's not something that requires months and months and months of work, I don't think, on some of these content creators. But that's me throwing shade, that's me hating for no reason. And honestly, as I said in my Creativity's Fucking Terrible video, it's hard to do this. It can really fuck up your day, it can really mess up your worldview and your life. So I'm just happy to get content when I can. That's my biggest frustration as a fan is I don't like waiting, but I totally understand, and I wouldn't want anyone to hurt themselves or upend their lives or anything like that over a YouTube video. Question 6, the penultimate question. What frustrates me about my own channel?
Question number 6, what frustrates you about your channel?
Well, I wish it was bigger. I wish that I had a bigger audience, because again, I look at some of the other channels who are small video content creators, they don't have a whole lot of videos, it's not super high production, and they seem to have way bigger views with way bigger audiences, and their videos are not any different than mine. I don't know if it's a marketing thing or an SEO thing, so I wish I had a bigger audience. If you're watching this, thank you. I don't want to turn this part of the video into the George bitches about the fact he doesn't have an audience. Also frustrating is about my channel is the algorithm itself. The Food Wars video where I cooked something and I did a cooking tutorial and lots of editing, multiple days of shooting. I actually had to bring in a friend to hold the camera. I had to think about what I wanted to say for each thing, and it's top 10 ranking, nothing wholly original, but put a lot of effort into that video despite the technical flaws. And it's got 200 views. Meanwhile, that stupid other Food Wars video that's a minute long and is just a clip out of context with some Red Letter Media bullshit thrown in, got 800 views in a day.
How embarrassing.
That's just frustrating. It's frustrating as a content creator to know that it doesn't really matter how much work you put into a video or how much effort it takes. What's going to blow up is what's going to blow up. What's going to become popular is what it is. So that frustrates me, and the usual small YouTuber stuff. Wish I had a better camera, wish I had a better mic, wish I had a better editing suite, wish I had, a crew, a team to work with, someone to help me out with concepts and editing and all that stuff. But generally speaking, my biggest issue with the channel is me. I'm just, I don't have writer's block, I have writer's laze. And it's tough to get motivated sometimes, but yeah. Anyway, on to the last question. And finally, question number 7, I think, is what motivates me to make content? Well, in this particular case, it was Mr. J Fingers himself.
George, you've been tagged.
I'll be honest, that's kind of the reason why I don't create more content, is there's not a lot of motivation, and that's me, that's my own personal stuff, going through a mid-30s crisis or whatever, trying to figure out what I want the channel to be, what I want my life to be outside of the channel, etc., etc. Generally speaking, though, it's having something that I feel is different or interesting to say, or it's something that maybe it isn't all that different, I just want to share it with people. Obviously doing a Food Wars Top 10 Countdown video isn't wholly original, or I don't have a unique perspective on it necessarily. I just like Food Wars, and I wanted to share what I like about it with people. Same thing with Pokemon Challenges, the video that's got 40,000 views. I didn't do that to try and like cash in on his fame. I didn't do that because I had something terribly unique or specific to say about Nuzlocking. I just liked his content and wanted to share why. So generally speaking, it comes from that place, is just wanting to share something either that I like or that I have something specific to say about. I like the ping pong. I like having the back and forth. For a lot of kids, YouTube is, you know, I want to be rich or want to make money or I want to like say what I have to say because I love a thing. For me, it's all about the communication. It's a way to express myself and have an audience as small as it is, and sometimes that's what you want. In a lot of ways, right now, I kind of think of YouTube as slightly fancier tweeting. Like, I don't have a shitload of followers on Twitter either, but like sometimes you just want to like, not just shout into the void, but shout into the void where people might actually hear it. And YouTube is just a fancier version of that, kinda, for me. I just want to share what I have to say. And you know, I want to build my audience, and I want to carve out my spot in YouTube as being specific. You know, when you say YouTube and Star Wars, you generally think of content creators like Mauler and Red Letter Media. If you say YouTube and video games, you think of the Angry Video Game Nerd or Game Grumps. If you think of anime in YouTube, you think of Super Eye Patch Wolf or The Anime Man or Gigguk. I would like to be somewhere in there someday, you know. When you think of Hesitant Lion, it means something. No, when you think of anime or when you think of funny film analysis videos, when you think of whatever, I'd like to be a part of that. So, building a brand, as cheesy and lame as that sounds, and wanting to build the audience. You know, each video does what it does for the channel. I make them because I have an idea. I share them because I want to grow the channel. And each video does its job with that. You know, I gain a subscriber here or there. I get the views, it gets the traffic going. So what motivates me to make content is the want to continue to make content, if that makes any kind of sense. It's kind of a self-eating snake, an Ouroboros or something like that. So yeah, I want to create content so I can keep creating content. And I'd love to do it for a living someday and create a community and share conversations. You know, some of the comments I've gotten have been really encouraging and interesting. Some of them not so much. But yeah, anyway, that's 7 questions out of the way. I guess I'm supposed to do a shout out. I'll be honest, I don't follow that many really small YouTubers. Most of the YouTubers I follow have way more views than me. So aside from Jay, who, you know, yeah, I'm not gonna tag Jay because he tagged me. But I'll shout out a small YouTuber named Totarum. Totarum? Totarum. I don't know how you say the name of the channel. It's an anime channel primarily. There's some video game stuff on there as well. I actually haven't watched most of their videos because it covers animes I haven't watched and I don't want to get spoilers. But another small YouTuber whose videos are way more efficiently edited than I can do. Not just efficiently, but more expertly. You know, there's a good flow to them. The editing process is good. The voiceover is good. And he updates, I think it's a he. They update twice a month, usually. Very consistent schedule. Much fewer views than I tend to get, despite having more subscribers. So yeah, go check them out. And hey, I'm tagging you. Make a small YouTuber thing. I have no idea if you know who I am. I'll find you on Twitter if you're on there. Yeah. Okay, I've rambled long enough and distracted myself long enough from the real work of doing the words bubble up like soda pop video. So I'm gonna get back to that. Thank you for your patience. Please leave a like and a comment below. Discuss who are some other small YouTubers that I should be talking about. You never know, I might make a video about them. So share your favorite small YouTubers in the comments and be nice. Be nice down there if there are YouTubers. If there's a disagreement, you think somebody so-and-so sucks, don't attack each other, don't attack each other's channels, and most importantly, go check out JFingers. See you, kids.
And don't forget to click subscribe and like.
Smash that like button.
Smash that like button and follow us on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram.